Sure. Yeah, just super proud of our football team right now. Coming off of two losses, one really difficult one to Air Force, and then, really an uncharacteristic loss to Temple. I just think it shows the character of our football team, the way they responded. And it started with the preparation during the week. That's what we talked about. And our kids came out, they didn't flinch, they attacked the week, they kept their heads up and their chins high. And I just couldn't be more proud of what we did today. And that's a good football team, a really good offensive football team that we played today. I thought we played lights out on defense. The plan was to make them earn everything they got. I thought we did that. Couldn't be more proud of the way we flew around. Played assignment football. Thought Coach Volk and the D staff came up with really a phenomenal game plan, and our kids went out and executed it. Offensively, I thought we did some really good things. I thought the second half made some adjustments at halftime. Coach Chestnut and the staff did a great job with that. 21 play drive, 12 minutes. I mean, that's Navy football right there at its finest. And was really proud to see that. I thought our line played really well today, did some really good things for us. And we needed that win. And I'm proud of the way we did it and the circumstances under which we did it, to respond the way that we did. I just think it speaks volumes about the character of our football team. So I'm just really, almost emotional, just super proud. It's a good, solid win for us, and one that we needed. And it's a good day.
Yeah, Coach, speaking of character, talk about Xavier and not just what he did today, but how he's responded to some of the challenges that you guys have thrown at him.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. For a quarterback, to take him from being a quarterback to being a slot, that would be a hard thing for a lot of guys to handle, especially at that position. Handled it like a champ. We talk about embracing your role all the time around here, doing things for your teammates. He did that, didn't flinch. It was phenomenal, kept leading, kept coming to work every day. And to see it come kind of full circle, so to speak, for him, and to see him lead us to a win out there warms my heart. And I couldn't be more proud of him and the way he's handled his business this year. And really proud of him.
Bill Wagner from the Baltimore Sun. Do you feel like Xavier's brought a steady hand to the offense? I mean, he read the defense well and distributed the ball the way you would like to see in an option offense.
Yeah, absolutely did. I thought he made the right reads. He had one pick in the end zone. I'd like to get that one back. We talked about that one. But outside of that, I thought he played really, really well today. Just his decision making, taking care of the football, distributing the ball where it was supposed to go, making the right reads. I thought he was really steady today. Really proud of him.
You talked about making some adjustments at halftime. What did you do differently offensively without giving away state secrets? Yeah, just some of the looks they were giving us. There were some certain plays we thought we could get some mileage out of, and they were on the board at halftime, going through all that stuff, and we went out and were able to execute some of those things, and were able to sustain some drives moving forward. And so I thought our kids responded really well. You mentioned the long drive, the 80-yard drive that took almost 13 minutes off the clock. There hasn't been a drive like that around here since 2019. Yeah. How much does that mean to everyone to know that you can do it? You can put together a death march type of drive that is, like you said, Navy football at its finest. Yeah,
it was great to see. We've got to build on that. I mean, that's who we are around here. We've got to be able to grind people out. It was great. It was great. We've been talking about being able to sustain drives, to stay on track. They kept fighting, and 21 plays, man. There's a lot of plays to stack and not make a mistake. Not turn the ball over and not get behind the sticks and things like that. So we got to build on that. We need more of that. But yeah, it was outstanding to see that.
It's actually the longest scoring drive since 2004 in terms of time.
Also offensively, you talked about getting more balance, and today you got the fullbacks involved. You got slot backs. Brandon and Eli got involved. I mean, that's more the balance you want to see, don't you feel?
Yeah, 100%. We're able to get the ball on the perimeter in some different creative ways. I thought Coach Chestnut called a really good game. We got a little conservative last week, and that was on me. But that's who we have to be. And at this point, we've got some really good skill players. Some of those guys you just mentioned, we've got to be able to distribute the ball and get the ball in space to our best players, and I thought we did a pretty good job of that today.
The defense, 4 times in the red zone, they stood tall. They forced 3 field goals, one of which ended up being missed.
Yep.
And then even at the end, they're calling timeouts, desperately trying to get a touchdown, and your
Yeah.
defense would not even give up a meaningless
Yeah.
touchdown.
I love it. I love the fight right there. That's pride right there. And, I thought, that's what we talked about. We talked about not giving up X plays, keeping the ball in front of us, making them earn everything that they got, and winning if they did get down in the red zone. And we talked about, getting them, forcing 1 on 3s, not 7s, so we get them to force field goals. And we've been pretty good in the red zone, all year. And I thought tonight we were exceptional down there.
Any other questions for Coach Newberry?
Well, I mean, you mentioned that, you needed a win. I mean, things were going the wrong way late in the season. How uplifting is this for everyone in the program? Now, you got senior day coming up next week against East Carolina, and you have a chance to inch within a win of being bowl eligible.
Yeah, it's huge, and I think what makes it even more big to me is what happened last week, and to be able to bounce back and respond from that. It wasn't who we are, and our guys knew that. I think they were upset about it. They were a little embarrassed about it, and I think the way that they attacked practice this week, it showed that. They came out with a little bit of an edge this week, and that's what we have. That's who we have to be. We have some fight and some edge. We got to be itching to play. And I thought we were that today. I thought our energy was good. I thought our guys were ready to play, and I thought they fought for 60 minutes. And that's the way it's got to be every week. But it's certainly something to build off of. It gives us a little bit of momentum, going into next week. And what's in front of us is always more important than what's behind us. And that's the way they approached things last week. And we'll do the same thing this week.
Can you talk a little bit about the defensive pass rush and how basically they were just unstoppable today? I mean, someone had 1.5 sacks, I believe.
Yeah, Justin Reed had a couple sacks. Yeah, Pierce did too. Yeah. No, I was really proud. We played a lot of drop 8 coverage today. Part of our plan, and so to get pressure when you're doing that, I think maybe 2 of those sacks were drop 8s. And so when you can get a pass rush doing that and put all those guys in coverage, that's a pretty good deal. And I thought Jay Reed played really well. I thought the plan, again, was excellent. We mixed things up a little bit and brought some pressure, but not a ton. I think the only 0 blitz we ran was there at the end of the game, on that last drive. Showed some 0. Got them to throw it out in the perimeter quickly and played coverage, and that was the plan. So I thought they did a good job.
Any other questions for Coach? All right, thank you.
Well, Justin, why don't you just talk about last week, you did not play defense the way that this defense has been accustomed to doing, and
You came back, like Coach just said, it was bounce back. Can you just talk about, rallying from that effort last week and playing it this well this week?
Yes, sir. So going into this week, we had to have a clean slate, clean mindset. We took every day, just try to be 1-0. We had to attack each day to practice with a different mentality. I feel like that leading in our preparation, going into this week, Temple, that game was on our minds. And, we had to go back to playing Navy defense. So.
Can you just talk about that pick 6 and how much of a game changer? Granted, it was still late in the fourth quarter, but how much of a game changer just put on for your defense and just how you guys felt about it?
I would just say, just read my keys and then attacking the ball and then obviously getting a pick 6. That's a huge momentum shift. Everybody's excited. Everybody's just happy to be able to go out there. Everybody's celebrating and stuff like that. So it's definitely a huge momentum shift and put us in good spirits to go finish out the game.
Deshaun, can you kind of talk about the, rising to the occasion in the red zone? I actually was wrong. It was 5 red zone stops because
2
his.
for 4. 2 for 4. Was
Okay, that wasn't, his interception wasn't red zone?
The missed field goal was not.
Okay.
The missed
Well,
field goal was
but either way, they're in your territory. They could, you held them to field goal attempts and not touchdown.
Big thing our coaches hard on is 3s, not 7s. So there's really forcing them to get a field goal before a touchdown. And like Justin said, we know we didn't perform how we wanted to last week, so we had to just come out and play Navy defense, which I think we did.
Ray, can you talk about that? That was the team that was leading the conference in total yardage and passing yardage.
Yeah, we knew that coming into the game, but one thing that we kind of harp on is it's not about them, it's about us. So as long as we play how we need to play with that lead heat, execute our keys, have everything in order, we can go out there and play fast.
Well, as he was mentioned earlier to Coach Newberry, the pressure on the quarterback helped, and you were a big part of that. Can you just talk about getting after him and making him uncomfortable?
Yeah, so that was a big part of our game plan going into this week. We had to rattle the quarterback, make him uncomfortable, and set up our secondary and be in the best positions to make plays. And so we saw opportunities out there, just working as the game progressed. We saw flaws, and, we had to go and attack it. And I think up front, we just had to play with aggressive attitude just to get the quarterback, to get him rattled up. So.
Any other questions for the defense? All right, thanks, guys.
X, can you just talk about getting the offense going? It's been such a struggle the previous 3 games, just all the 3 and outs, just trying to sustain drives. Finally, today, you were able to get it going, some explosive plays, and then I'll ask later about the lone touchdown drive, but just talk in general about getting the offense clicking the way it had been earlier in the season.
Yeah, I mean, this is the nature of football in general. And then, you look at the guys in our room, in our locker room, it just kind of resembles Navy football. Just this whole season being up and down, and even, the first quarter, first half being up and down, being able to come out and respond and get stuff going. It's just, that's life. This is why it's just the ultimate game of life. Things aren't going to go right, but being able to, not break and come together and produce what we did, that's huge. I'm super proud of our guys.
And that drive, I mean, that's Navy football. That's what this triple option offense is known to do, but it hasn't been doing it for pretty much 4 years now. How big was that drive? 21 plays, 80 yards, taking almost 13 minutes off the clock.
That's Navy football. You said it yourself. I mean, that's a key factor of our offense that has made Navy successful the last decade and plus. You know what I mean? It's being able to, I said it to our line when we were in the huddle, I said, as long as we have it, they can't score. So take as much time off the clock as we can and hopefully punch it in at the end. And we did just that, and that was huge momentum. Just took the life out of them completely. That's huge for us.
Alex, you all had good balance today. You were getting the fullbacks were getting the inside yardage. Eli and Brandon were getting some outside yardage. This is what the option is, more of a mix, more variety. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, we just have so many players that, can hold the ball, block on the perimeter, and do everything we ask them to do. And I think, that's huge for our team. I think that's something different that we have this year, especially with Coach Chestnut's game plan and his staff's game plan. He's going to give his ball carries the ball. Like, he's going to give his players the ball. And, that's the nature of the game. That's what you want to do. That's how you beat teams like UAB who, is solid on defense, bigger games. That's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to get your playmakers the ball. And I think Coach Chestnut and his staff does a great job of that. But really just doing your job, too. If Eli's getting the ball, I'm going to make sure I'm blocking my butt off for him. And, I know he's going to do the same for me. So it's really just getting your playmakers the ball and doing your job the best you can.
Eli, do you feel like Xavier's brought a steady hand to the offense? He's a veteran guy, and, finally you're getting some consistent play out of the quarterback position.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he was really making the right decisions out there, the reads. That's what our whole offense is built off of, making the checks when the time comes. He's just, you don't really see it out there. You see it like from the player's perspective. He's just really smooth, calm, and he knows what he has to do, get the ball in the right hands.
Excellent. Did it feel good to finally be able to get into a rhythm? I mean, Coach Chestnut was finally able to get into a play calling rhythm. When you're not going 3 and out and just picking up first downs, you can build and stack one play off of another. I mean, you had it going. You had some inside stuff, then a nice little outside run, quarterback keep. It was all mix in and then throw a little pass in there.
Yeah, it's all about rhythm and flow, and that goes not just for us, but the offensive coordinator as well. He has, when he makes the game plan, we don't necessarily plan on, negative plays. I mean, you have plays to get out of them, but he got himself into a flow, and it just helped us, and you saw how smoothly things were operating, down the stretch. So, being efficient on first down, keeping on the right track, just helped us keep converting. And Coach Chestnut, I'm sure, if you ask him, it was probably easy for him to get us into the right play, and then left it in my hands to make sure it was solid beforehand. And at that point, when you're that far into the game, it's like reading a book. It's simple. You see everything. You've played 3 quarters of football already. You've seen just about all the looks they can possibly give. Then you have Coach Jasper on the sideline, reinforcing the stuff, making sure you're up on your keys. So at that point of the game, it just get into a flow. It's huge for us, but it's also huge for Coach Chestnut. I bet he rode that wave pretty well.
So it all got started with the long touchdown pass to Regis. It looked like you kind of did a little hitch fake that you were going to throw a sideline pass or something, and that did work. It froze the defense and enabled him to get behind the defense. Can you talk about that play?
It's a great play call by Coach Chestnut. Great scheme. Faking that we're going to get the ball on the perimeter, which we did a couple plays before or drive beforehand, just to get a step. That's all we're looking for. We ran it a couple times in practice against our defense and converted twice on it. We ran it twice against the defense, converted twice. So kind of had to figure that play was going to get called, and then at that point it's up to us to execute it. So it happened.
Eli, did you think he threw the ball pretty well for a guy that everybody says nobody can't throw?
Appreciate that one.
Yeah, last week too, he was delivering, especially downfield. I mean, he's throwing 40 yards in the air, and it's hitting me in stride, hitting Chapman in stride, Regis in stride. I mean, he's looking good out there throwing the ball for sure.
Alex, how do you keep this going? I mean, it can't be a one-game thing. You can't go revert back to what you did against the Air Force or Charlotte or even Temple. How do you build off of this and put this performance out there again next week against East Carolina?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just got to go 1-0. It's a new week. We got to put this game behind us. We're going to celebrate this weekend, but as soon as Monday hits, we're going to watch film against the next opponent, and we're going to go to work. I think that's all we can do. Kind of leave this one behind. Obviously, I said celebrate it, but it's Monday comes, we're getting back to work.
Actually, you feel like it's a big confidence boost for the offense, though?
1,000%. Just being able to put up the production that we did. And have such success that we did today. It's a perfect opportunity to take that and run with it for the rest of the season. But like Alex just said, we got to go 1-0. We can't focus on that. He said Monday, I'm going to go. We got, what time is it right now? It's 6:30, 7 o'clock? I say we're going to enjoy this until about 2 o'clock in the morning. Then Sundays, we got to get ready for next week. But, 1-0. That's the mentality.
Anything else? All right, thanks, guys.